Have you ever wondered what are some of the drawbacks to becoming a final expense telesales agent? What's the downside? Well, I'm going to help you decide for yourself with four things that you really need to know before you make a single phone call because you may really like it, but you also may find out it's not for you. So, four things you need to know before you take the plunge. Here we go, my friends. Number one, self doubt is one of the biggest demons that destroys insurance agents, period. If you don't believe you can, well, my friends, you're probably going to be right. And when you're in the final expense telesales space, it's terrific, but it's a tremendous amount of negativity. Are you one that can handle that with a smile on your face, or will you let it take you out of the business? It's all about standing a little taller when the sting of rejection comes. Can you stand tall and remember why you got into this industry in the first place to make someone else's life better than maybe when you first found them on that phone? You're going to get told, I don't want none of this. I never sent that lead card in. Beep, you don't have time for you. Let's do this tomorrow. Mail it to me. It's going to happen very quickly. And sometimes when we get on a lead, we think a lead is a sale, and the sting of rejection can rob you of everything that you thought you could gain in this industry. But it's a business of really one that it's clean hands, but it's a dirty business at times. You're going to get told no in the middle of all these dials, and you did everything right. You did everything textbook, and you feel a little dirty because of what is spoken to you at times. So you've got to be one that can eliminate and eradicate self doubt. You've got to be one that can stand tall when you're hearing the sting of rejection and just the robbing belief that can come at you. In a final expense telesales career, you're sitting there on your phone, hopefully having a great time, but your attitude can either take you forward or cause you to fail. And a lot of insurance agents don't know this. They think it's just all about the rah rah, and they don't get the reality of this quiet conversation between you and a consumer that you're selling life insurance from the comfort of your home. It's great, but it's not very comforting when you're having all this negativity cause you to not believe in yourself. So the sting of self-doubt, number one, is something that some folks can really handle well. Other folks go, ooh, that's not what I want. All right. This is a solo sport. It's you and the consumer, you and your hopefully great organization, but when you're maybe working with a buddy, it's so much easier. This is why having a work family, having a battle buddy is very critical. And so many great insurance producers partner here at jasonfinalexpense.com as well as agencies. And we do recruit agents nationally to sell life insurance, Medicare insurance, and annuities. But free resources for your taking at jasonfinalexpense.com. No matter what work family that you call a home with, we'd love to be a support with you. But self doubt is probably the biggest thing that stings, and insurance agents say really stinks. So when you're going kind of face to face, you're going to get that sting of rejection too, which really hurts because it's in person. But sometimes it's a little less sting because, let's face it, getting hung up on is not for everybody. All right. That can be a real big hang up to you. Now, number two is discipline and drive. Some people have what it takes to be able to make those phone calls. Other people may think that they've got what it takes, but they don't possess the discipline to stay on the phones. Being in your office is not going to give you a chance of making any money in final expense telesales. You've got to be tremendously focused or you're going to fail. So insurance agents that really like final expense telesales, they're really good about discipline and staying on the phone and being driven to do what's important. They're not going to multitask. They're going to make everything the power of one. One more phone call, one more phone call, one more phone call. Let's go. They're not going to be scattered because a scattered agent will not find as much success. It's part of the industry, but you can't have self doubt. Back to tip number one, you've got to be laser like focused if you want to last in this industry. You've got to make your dials, and you've got to make sure that nothing gets in the way of you doing that because this industry is a performance based business. Those that do are those that get. And if you're not getting on the phone, well, you're probably going to get out of the business quickly because that's a painful lesson. So discipline is something that's so critical. Can't train tall in basketball. Wish I could, but it's not possible. So if you want to be a top performer, well, you got to start by doing the little things really well. And that's making a lot of phone calls, a lot of great conversations that will happen. And hopefully you'll get better with time and have better conversions. But discipline and drive, very critical. You need to know that you need to be insanely disciplined in telesales, where in face-to-face sales, you're leaving your home to maybe go out and see people and you're physically leaving. So you got a lot to do. If you're sitting at home, it's just you and the phone. No one's watching you. That'd be creepy if they were, right? But discipline, crazy important to you making the dollars in this space. And number three, if you're ready, you've got to have duplication. You've got to be one that can duplicate a very boring recipe. Final expense telesales is all about using a tremendous script, using proven power scripts like what we possess here at jasonfinalexpense.com. You've got to have a good recipe. And yes, you may have made the same batch of cookies 10 million times, but everybody likes them if it's a good recipe. In final expense telesales, you've got to have a really good recipe that works. And you've got to work the recipe and not add all kinds of weird stuff to it and wonder why your cookie tastes like baking powder now. Follow the recipe. And yes, it's boring. You've said the same script over and over and over again, but you've got to understand it's only the first time that prospect's ever heard it over the phone. You got to be laser like focused on what you're doing. A script is so important for you. And if you're one that can't follow clear direction, you can't follow a script, you're just going to just try it your way, well, your recipe may work once and then everything else is going to go really bad. And those that make it in this industry are very intentional about following a script. As boring as it may sound, they have fun with it. They make it like a game. I'm going to get on that next call. I'm going to help the client win. This is going to be fun. Instead of getting frustrated, because when you say a script over and over and over again and get negativity, it can hurt you in this industry. It's a boring business. Like I say, it's clean hands, but a dirty business at times when you're dialing and dialing and dialing and doing the same script over and over and over again. New conversations, but very similar stories at times. So you've got to be one that can handle that in final expense telesales if you want to master the business. But it's a boring business, boring scripts at times. You got to bring the best of you over that phone. Now, number 4 I want to share with you is you've got to have the dollars to purchase the leads. If you've got no self-doubt, you've got good discipline, you've got a great script, you know how to handle the rebuttals, you got to have the dollars necessary to have more people to actually talk to. Final expense telesales requires lead flow. You need either really good aged leads and then get to exclusive fresh leads as fast as you can. And we've got great lead resources as cheap as $5 for exclusive fresh leads. And if you need any resources, reach out at jasonfinalexpense.com. Love to help you no matter what work family side with. And we do recruit agents nationally to sell life insurance and Medicare insurance and, my goodness, a ton of annuities. So if we can be a blessing to you, let us know. But you've got to invest your dollars in this business to have a chance of making the dollars so that you can get on those dials. If you're a great agent that's super trained, great belief, doesn't even matter if you don't buy leads and have a single person to talk to. It's a lonely business at times. You should be for yourself, yes, but not by yourself. So have a good battle buddy. Hope this gives you some perspective on some of the pros and then also some of the downsides to what you'll truly be doing. It's a quiet business at times when you're listening to dial tones and ringtones, but when you take it to that next level, let me share with you, if you're a top performer, there's no better life. You can travel the globe, you can do the same work, but the business does look like the 4-letter word of work, but you've already worked out the kinks and hopefully it'll be a lot easier for you. So hope this was a help to you. If we can do anything for you, jasonfinalexpense.com. And remember, my friends, you've got what it takes. We'll see